Hey, what's up, everybody? This Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. Man, before we get started on this episode, man, I truly appreciate everybody that's supporting me. Hey, watch Hit the Sled. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hey, my YouTube channel. Subscribe. And also, not only subscribe, but hit the like buttons. Man, that would truly help me as I get this thing started and up and going. And like I keep saying, I got a lot more things I'm working on. But I truly appreciate everybody that's watching. Man, hit the sled. We coming, man. We coming. But as I move forward of this week's episode reaction video to the National Football League into week 6 reaction, of course I got to start off with my Washington Commanders. They go to Atlanta. They get the victory, 24-16 over the Falcons. They get the win, but Atlanta helped them out. In particular, Desmond Ridder threw 3 picks, a couple of them crucial picks. One of them in the end zone when they was driving to score a touchdown. The second one was at the end when they was driving again to tie the game. You know, Desmond Ridder, he played okay, but them 3 picks were backbreakers, and they all came at wrong times. Sam Howell, he played decent. Didn't turn the ball over. He went 14 for 23, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played decent. He played decent. He played within himself. He didn't try to do nothing crazy. He didn't try to do nothing extra, out of the ordinary. He just did his job. He still missed some throws. He missed some things, but you know what? He's a rookie. He's trying to get there. So, you know, you can't blame him too much. Rushing wise, they ran the ball. They ran the ball 22 times for 72 yards. That's okay, but it got to be better than that. To be quite honest with you, the O-line again gave up 5 sacks. The run game, like I just said, they were okay. You know, they were okay. They played like a 3-3 football team on offense. Nothing spectacular. They played like an average football team. That's what they played like. Defensively, the D-line was okay. They played really, really good. They had a couple sacks. The D-line at the goal line stand, which was a pivotal play. They went for 2. Why? I don't know. Because they could have just kicked the extra point and made it 7. That's something for Atlanta's coach. Atlanta coach to answer. But Jonathan Allen made a tremendous play, shedding the block. Him and Khalid Hudson shedding the block and making that play at the goal line. That was old school there. That's old school, man. So they did a tremendous job. Defense forcing those 3 turnovers. Benjamin St-Juste getting one. Jamin Davis getting one at the end. That was very, very crucial. Because Atlanta was driving, trying to score the touchdown and get the 2-point conversion to tie the game. So that was really, really important that they get that done. As far as the next thing, they got the next game. They got the Giants next. They go to the Giants. The Giants had a brutal loss against Buffalo last night. So that's something we're gonna talk about later on in the week as far as what's going on with that particular game right there. But they got an opportunity, getting a little bit of road. They got the Giants, so they got a chance to go 4-3 at that time. You know, so it's ongoing. It's ongoing. But they're a 3-3 football team, to be quite honest with you. It's nothing spectacular about the Redskins, about the Commanders. It's nothing really. Even if they can luck up, make a little bit of run, make the playoff, they ain't doing no damage. They ain't making no noise in the playoff, man. They a class example of a one and done. They play one game and then they done. That's really it. That's really it. They're a one and done football team. So we'll talk about the Giants game later on in the week. But, you know, they got to win. A win is a win. You got to take it. You got to take it, man. You got to take it as it comes. You know, so, but they got to play better on our offensive line. The kid was getting hit a lot. he was getting hit a lot. I know he be waking up on Monday morning like, am I an old lineman? Because I'm feeling like one. He was getting hit a lot. So they got a lot to do. But moving on from that game, you got to talk about the Browns and the Niners. Man, I thought, me personally, I don't like the high scoring games. I thought that was a real good football game right there. It was physical. People were hitting. They were trying to get they had a little skirmish before the game. You know, the Niners went down the field, scored, but after that it was kind of a struggle. Both teams defensively, they were out there doing damage, making some runs and stuff like that. So you got to credit Browns though. P.J. Walker, who played quarterback, they didn't put DTLR Robinson, backup quarterback. They saying that he's not ready yet, but they brought P.J. Walker up from the practice squad. And he did his job. He played well enough, and that's all you gotta do. Whatever it takes to get a win in the National Football League, that's what you gotta do. And you know they did that. You know, so credit to the Browns. Brock Purdy had his worst game, but that's a credit to the Cleveland defense. Cleveland defense put pressure on them, had them moving around. They did a very good job. Cleveland got a good defense, man. They really have a great defense. They are very good defensively. Myles Garrett was giving Trent work. Well, they had a video, I'm sure people seen it on social media, where Myles Garrett just tossed on Trent Williams. I ain't never seen that before. I ain't never seen Trent get tossed. And Myles Garrett did it to him. So credit to Cleveland. They got the win over San Fran, over the Niners, 19-17. Cleveland. My next game I want to talk about is Detroit against the Bucks. Detroit ends up winning this game 20-6. Hey man, let me tell y'all something. Jared Goff went 30 for 44, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. I want y'all to understand about Detroit. There's going to be a lot of people trying to jump on Detroit bandwagon. I told y'all last week, Detroit for real. Detroit for real. Detroit ain't playing around. Detroit is physical. I told y'all last week, I said Detroit is a classic example of a team. They're young in all the other places, but they're not young at quarterback. Because the quarterback has experience. But also he has talent too. More than anything, he has talent. Jared Goff lost his running back Montgomery in the second quarter, but still got the job done. Still got the win. Still got the win. They held defensively, they held the Detroit Lions to 250 yards total offense. Those are old school numbers right there. The NFL has legislated defense out of the game. Detroit held Tampa to 250 yards, and they got Mike Evans on that field. But Detroit wasn't having it. Detroit was physical. They were being physical. They was hitting people. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Detroit's for real, y'all. I told y'all last week. Detroit for real. And this week they go to Baltimore. They play the Ravens on Sunday. That's a big game. That's actually a game I want to see. I want to see Baltimore against Detroit. Think about how many times you've said that. Not a lot. Not a lot. The next game I'm gonna talk about, and we're gonna talk more about that Detroit Baltimore game. We're gonna talk more about it, cause this right here is gonna be a hard, old school game right here. And before I go to the next game, you have to give Dan Campbell a lot of credit for what's going on. He has changed what was going on up there in Detroit. Detroit ain't no pushovers no more, man. Detroit got talent. They're physical, and that's all things culture changing. That's all things to Dan Campbell. People were laughing, talking about who's this guy talking about biting people kneecaps off in this introductory press conference. I bet you they know who he is now. I'm gonna tell you, man, Detroit for real. The next game I want to talk about is the Patriots. Hey, man, the Patriots are 1-5. Think about that. The New England Patriots with Bill Belichick is 1-5. 1-5. Think about that. They 1-5. And it's so bad now. Teddy Bruschi came out on ESPN. I don't know if y'all saw it on Sunday NFL Countdown. And he said that this should be the end. This should be the last season for Bill Belichick. Bruschi is a Patriot through and through. He ain't no one of these dudes that came in Patriot. He was drafted by the Patriots. Teddy Bruschi was drafted by so long ago during those years. He was drafted by Parcells when Bill was the coach. Bill Belichick is 1-5. I want that to sink in. The Patriots are 1-5. I keep saying this. If they get one of those numbers, 3-14, 3-14, 4-13, 5-12. Bill's job is on the line. Bill Belichick's job is on the line. That's one of those we're going to watch and see what goes on. The next game, the Bengals against the Seahawks. You know, Bengals get the win. Joe Burrow, he looked okay. He's slowly trying to round back into form. They did what they supposed to do to get the win. Defensively, they played very well. Harassed Geno all day. They were playing well defensively. So credit to the Bengals. The Bengals slowly getting out of that early season funk. I don't know what goes on in their practices during training camp, but they do not enter the season prepared, in my honest opinion. They don't come in the season looking like they're ready to go. So we gotta watch the Bengals. The Bengals look like they're rolling in the form. And the last game I would like to talk about is the Jets against the Eagles. Hey. The Jets defense led them people to victory. The Jets offensive line played a little bit decent. They gave Zach time. Zach did not lose the game for him. I tell y'all this all the time. If y'all been watching this my series, Hit the Sled, I tell y'all this all the time. When you're a young quarterback, your job needs to be part of the reason why we win, but not the reason why we lose. Let me say this again. Be part of the reason why we win, but not the reason why we lose. And if you do that, you stick to that formula, you're going to be successful till you get up to speed as a rookie quarterback. Or a quarterback that hasn't played much. That's trying to gain experience, even if you have all the talent. Zach Wilson made no mistakes. And that's why they ended up winning. But the main reason why, though, they didn't turn the ball over, and defensively, they made the Eagles O-line look feeble out there. They made the Eagles O-line look bad. Made them look bad. So, congrats to the Jets. The Jets slowly 3-3. They slowly 3-3. So they doing a tremendous job. So you gotta give Zach Wilson some credit, and you gotta give the defense majority of the credit. But as I close out this episode, hit the slid, follow me, subscribe, hit the like buttons on my videos. I truly appreciate y'all. We on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I truly appreciate y'all for following me. Hit the sled. We got more things coming. I appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot.